Hello, everyone. Hello, friends. Hello, family. Hello, subscribers. And hello, future subscribers. Welcome to Richie and More again. It's always a pleasure to have you here, and thank you for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Rachel, and in this channel, I talk about nursing tips, nursing experience, my nursing experience, lifestyle, beauty, and DIY, but especially nursing. So if you're a nurse, if you're an aspiring nurse, if you're an aspiring nursing student, or if you're a nursing student already, please hit the subscription button. This is the place to be. Hit that subscription button, hit the notification bell. If you clicked on this video, maybe you're thinking about going to the agency healthcare staffing system, or you're already in the agency healthcare staffing system. So if you're an agency healthcare worker, being an agency CNA or an agency nurse, this video is for you, whether you're already working as an agency nurse or CNA, or you are thinking about it. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about what you need to do as an agency nurse and what you don't. Like, stop. You don't need to do as an agency nurse. So first of all, I'm going to list 10 things that you need to do as an agency nurse and 10 things that you don't do as an agency nurse. So let's start off with what you need to do as an agency nurse. Now, the first thing that you need to do when you're getting in as an agency nurse is, once you get your first shift, or even if you've been working as an agency nurse, remember that it's important for you to stay organized. Stay organized. It's very important. When you walk into that facility and you're not organized, once you get in, it shows that you're not organized. Now, little things like your pen and your paper and your notebooks are very important. Once you get into the facility, some nurses will start telling you, oh, this patient did this, this patient does that. That's the time to pull out your pen and start writing, because they might not repeat those things that they are telling you, and they're the important things that you need to know for the shift. So get your bags ready before you go to work. Check your bags. Make sure you have your pen and your paper, your BP monitor, your stethoscope, your oximeter, your thermometer, little things like that, your pen light, all those little things you need to have your own. In some facilities, they might have some, but if I find out that they're not working, they don't have batteries, or they don't give you the right reading, the right numbers, and you might want to use your own. So it's very important that you have your own gadgets with you. Second thing that you need to do if you're going in for the agency healthcare staffing is you need to read instructions. So with the agency I work, when you pick the shifts from the app, it gives you an instruction, little instructions like your parking instruction, where to park your car when you come into the facility, who to call when you come into the facilities are very important. Sometimes if you don't read these instructions, you get in there and you'll be lost. Why? The instructions were right there looking at you. Another thing that is important to do is to remember to be flexible. Remember that you're an agency nurse and this facility is hiring you to fill up a space for them. You're not going there to tell them how you work, how things work for you. You're going to be flexible to learn how they do their things, because every facility is different and procedures and skills are different. So when you get in, just have the mindset of being flexible. Even if you go to a facility, you've taken your shift report and somebody say, oh, that's where I'm supposed to be working, and they're the regular staff, you can move to another unit. That's fine. Don't be mad about it. You're an agency healthcare worker and you're here to fill in the space or where they need staff. Another important thing is that you take the initiative to talk to the staffs. When you walk in, sometimes the staffs may not be ready to talk to you. Open that conversation line, because you need someone to talk to. Little things like, can I get water? Where can I get the medications? Little things like that you need to ask the staff. So even if they're not taking the initiative to talk to you, take the first step to initiate a conversation. When you get into the facility, be a team player. If you see someone that needs help and you know that you're available to give the help, render help to anybody. That if you see a CNA struggling with a resident and you know you can help, talk to the resident, calm them down, do anything to help anybody around. And trust me, they are noticing these little things and that can make way for you to get more shifts in this facility. Also, remember to say thank you when someone helps you for as little as this is where the restroom is, that's where the break room is, this is where you get this is where you get that, that's where you get your supplies. Remember to say thank you. If you don't appreciate the little things that they do for you, it's still going to be noticed. And next time you come into that facility, people might not be willing to help you because of your previous attitude. So also remember to help other people, be a team player, and say thank you when you know your boundaries, okay? Because where you used to work, things might be done different. This place, things might be done different. So things that don't really matter in another facility may be an issue in another facility. I'm going to give you an example where I'm being hired as a staff nurse. When they get the lunch or the breakfast, the nurse have to sign off. The nurse have to sign off every resident meal ticket and make sure everything that is being ordered is in the tray. And most especially to ensure that they don't have any item that they are allergic to in this tray. So if you're a CNA in this facility, you already know that before you touch the food cart, a nurse have to sign off the tickets. Then in another facility, they bring up the food cart and the CNAs just go distributing the food to the residents or passing it out in the dining table. So if you don't know how things works in this facility and you just walk in, you might just go and just start serving the tray without signing them out. Or if you're a nurse, agency nurse, you might not know you need to sign off the tray. So little things like that you need to find out. Agency nurse, please do remember to do your documentations. I've seen a facility I've gone to work as an agency nurse. A lot of documentations were left undone. And also, they didn't even chart the medications. So it's so wrong. It brings a bad reputation to agency nursing or agency healthcare staffing. So if you are an agency CNA or nurse and you know that this facility needs documentation, even if you don't know how to use the system, ask them, how do I use the system? And go on and do your documentation like you would have done in every other facility where you work. When you went to school, you were taught how to do your documentations, your charting. Please do your documentations, because if you want to pick a shift in this facility again and you don't do your documentations, they might drop you just because they feel like you're not competent enough to work for them. So when you're doing this shift change, when you're being handed over to, take good notes. Take good notes. Write down little things that you're being told. It's going to help you through the shift. If they're telling you this resident is always getting out of bed and trying to fall, write it down. Or this resident always spill out his or her food, write it down. Little things like the daughter calls so and so time, write it down. Those little things are going to help you through the shift. Because those little things, when you put it together, you see it working out in your own shift. And then when you take that note, when you're doing your 24-hour report or your progress notes for the next nurse that is coming, you will use that note to make your progress notes or to do your reference note for the next nurse or the next healthcare worker that is coming. So make good notes when you're doing this shift change. If you're a nurse, get to know your CNAs. Introduce yourself to your CNAs. Have a little rapport with them, because you know they're going to help you out with the residents. If you don't work out well with your CNAs, it's going to be a tough shift for you. So if you're a nurse, introduce yourself to the CNAs and get that, professional relationship going on. It's going to help them to know, okay, you're ready. Anything that they want to say, they can come back and talk to you. If you're a CNA, introduce yourself to your nurse. Let them know, I'm working this floor and I'm your CNA here. If you need anything, let me know. You see, so that goes both ways. Be open-minded and ready to learn. I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Be ready to be open-minded and ready to learn. Different facilities have different management, different way of pulling out their medications, different patients, different families, different pattern of everything. So be willing to learn. So remember these things while we talk about what you don't need to do as an agency healthcare worker. Please don't do this. Don't do this. Don't, okay? All right. Now let's talk about what you don't need to do. Please, drop this at home. Don't walk into a facility being I know it all CNA or nurse, okay? If you have been a nurse for 30, 50 years, you have been a CNA for 100 years, these facilities are not hiring you for your years of experience. They're hiring you because they need staffs. They're hiring you as a band-aid to fix where they are leaking, okay? So when you get in there, don't tell them, I've been a nurse for these years and I know it all. Please don't tell me what to do. You are getting it wrong. Wrong. No. If you go in there, be ready to learn. Don't walk in like this. I've been a nurse for 50 years. You're getting it wrong. Next thing that you don't need to do is don't be complaining about everything. When you walk into the facilities, if you have been working in another facility, it might be hard to adjust because things are done different. Don't be complaining about everything and every little thing. Just get along with it one at a time. Just be willing to ask questions, ask for help if you need some, but don't complain a lot, because when you do, they're going to notice it, and the next time your name is going to be on the no-do list, they're not going to pick you up for a shift next time. Another thing that you don't need to do as an agency healthcare worker is, if you're not familiar with a particular skill, don't do it. Just because you feel like, I don't want to bother anybody, please don't perform any skills that you're unfamiliar with. It is very important that you ask questions. The way you perform skills in each facilities are different. What they're expecting you to do is different. So find out how they do this skill. And if you have a patient on the floor that you haven't handled this kind of case before, you have a machine that you haven't operated before, ask for help, ask questions. Don't go in there and do it because you think you know it all. We are talking about human lives here. If you do it and mess up, you can kill a patient. So the last time I worked in a facility, I had a patient with trach, and I don't know how to do it. I've done it on a dummy when I was in school, perform this as a skill during clinicals, but this is a real life person, and I haven't done trach before, okay? So the nurse told me, I have a patient down the hall with trach, and I said, okay, well, what do I do with this patient? Can you show me how to suction if I need to? I need to see it real life. And she explained it to me. She said, I just suctioned her. I'm not going to show you. That's fine. When it was time for me to suction, I went in there. I tried. But you know what? Let me stop and get the other nurse. I went to the other nurse and said, can you help me? I just need someone to, stay there and back me up. And she told me, do this. That's what you are not doing right. Do it this way. I performed it, okay? I didn't know how to do it. Now, I remember again when I went into a facility and the nurse that I was relieving said he was going to hang an IV bag. And I said, IV bag. If he's going to hang an IV bag, that means I'm going to remove it, right, during my shift. And I'm going to hang another one. Okay, I need to see how he does it. I ran down the hall when he was going to hang the bag. I need to see how it's done. There is no shame in it. It has to do with human life, and I'm not going to mess it up. So if you don't know how to perform these skills, ask for help. Ask for help, and you're going to get help doing it, because it has to do with human life. You don't want to kill a patient. Now, another thing that you don't need to do in line with this is don't appear nervous. Even if there are skills that you don't know how to perform in this facility, don't appear nervous like, what am I going to do? No, put on your confidence, okay? You got this. You're a nurse, you're a CNA, you were trained. You just need to see how it's done. So don't be nervous. Don't be asking everybody, can you help me this? I'm lost. No, if you do that, you're going to cause panic for yourself and people around you. Don't be nervous. Even if you are inside, put up that bossy attitude, that bossy look. You got this, okay? After all, you just need to see how it's done 1 or 2 times, and that's it. You're good to go. So don't be nervous, but appear confident. The thing that you don't need to do is don't put up an I don't care attitude. Now, are you an agency nurse? The phone is ringing. Well, I'm agency. I don't care about the phone ringing. Or somebody, I don't care. I'm an agency nurse here. I don't work here. No, don't put on that attitude. So long as you're in this facility, you're responsible too for the residents. So make sure that you're doing your best. Don't do I don't care, I'm an agency nurse, I'm an agency CNA. No. Now, another thing, and this is very, very important, is don't take things personal. I don't know if you've experienced this as a nurse or a CNA. If you walked into a facility as an agency worker, they give you that attitude of, you're being paid more than me. Well, I'm not going to help you. Well, you're on your own. Yes, we see it. We experience it. Some nurses or some healthcare workers would give you that. You go work for yourself. We don't care because you're getting paid. Well, we see a lot of that attitude from staffs in facilities, so don't take it personal. Remember, you're there for a backup. You're there to help them out when they need help. So just remain calm, confident, and do your job, and don't panic and don't take it personal. But If you think that this is a bully or you're being disrespected, please make sure you report this to the appropriate authorities. So even if they're being negative and all that, remain calm, but don't tolerate any form of bullying or disrespect. Most importantly, don't forget your timesheet. If you're in an agency staffing that you have to sign your timesheet, don't forget to always bring a copy of your own timesheet. Make copies of your own timesheet. Or if you're going to log in through your phone, make sure that that is adequately sought out before you go into work. Because if you don't have these things available, how are you going to be paid? Don't be afraid to ask questions. When you walk into these facilities, your first time working there, you're going to have a lot of questions. Trust me, that is not wrong if you're asking these questions. Ask questions. Questions like, where is the bedroom? Where do you have your supplies stored? Where is the crash cart? You can ask questions like, which one is the cat key? Simple things like, what chatting system do you use? You need to ask this because that's what you're going to be working with. And when it comes to saving lives, there is no stupid questions. Ask questions and get to know things. Don't be afraid. Don't feel too proud to ask questions, okay? Besides communication, very good communication is the lifeline of nursing. You have to communicate. You have to get information and give information. So be ready and be open to communicate, even if it means asking as many questions as you can. Another thing I should have mentioned this earlier is the way you appear. Your appearance is very important. You're coming in as an agency healthcare worker. You're wearing a red scrub with a yellow, just looking all rioty and unkempt. If you're working in, look professional, at least look clean. Iron your uniform. It's not too hard to iron a uniform, right? Iron your uniform. At least look good. Appear nice. It's very important. At least it speaks more. When you appear good, your appearance is telling a lot about you before you get on to communicating with the staff. So the way you appear is very important. Don't look all shabby and, that doesn't look good. Last but not the least, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Agency nursing is very challenging, okay? You just got out from your own regular job and you're walking into facilities here, facilities there, new facility here. You're learning this, you're learning that. It can be overwhelming, but don't be too hard on yourself. Take it one at a time. It gets easier. It only gets better. And just remember that as an agency healthcare worker, you represent the profession. An agency nurse, you represent the nursing profession. You represent the agency that you're working for. So make sure that your attitude reflects a very good one. And remember that agency healthcare system helps you to earn more, make more money. It also opens up the opportunity for you to learn new things, learn new skills, get to know what's happening out there in the healthcare system. If you are an agency healthcare worker for a long time and you have any other thing to tell us, like what you need to do and what you don't need to do from your own experience, please get into the comment section and tell us. I'm willing to learn, I'm open to learn, and we are all here to learn from each other. So tell us what you think is the do's and don'ts of whatever goes on in the healthcare system as far as agency healthcare staffing is concerned. So thank you for watching my video again. I do appreciate you being my audience. This is all I have to say in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be making more videos. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about staff nursing versus agency nursing, the pros and cons. That's the advantages and the disadvantages. And I hope you enjoy that one too. So I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for now.